Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had a subscriber video request. Mr. 4Speed was asking about the drivetrain going into the Camaro, and I haven't really shared any of that with you guys. As you guys know, all that is built. I think I have mentioned that, and it's just waiting on me to get the body work done on the car so we can start putting it together. I did go over some things in the history and goals video, and I'll put a link to that in the description. I thought in this video we would actually talk about the engine that I have built for the car. I'll show you some pictures of the build because it was pre-YouTube. We'll also do the same for the transmission and the rear end housing. Let's get started. So the engine of the car is a 383 stroker engine. It's the first engine that I've ever built, and I'm kind of wondering if it's really going to run. But I built this engine with the help of some friends, several books, and some DVD productions. I also had a lot of help from my machine shop because I had a lot of clearance issues with the block and the kit that I used. The kit that I used was purchased off of eBay. It was just a basic 383 kit. It looked like a decent kit, but I wished I'd have spent the money and got a little bit better one. The kit come with everything that you needed. And I liked everything on the short block part of it, but I did not like the heads. The heads, they just kind of looked cheap to me. I ended up selling the heads, and I went a different route on the top end. And went with the Edelbrock on the heads, the intake, and the water pump. I got a March pulley system on the front end of this engine, and I really like the way that it looks. So when it comes to building this engine, like I said, I had a lot of clearance issues. The way that I built this engine was I did a pre-assembly first, and then I did all the clearancing that we needed to do. Most of the clearancing was done at the machine shop, but there was a few oversights that I made a couple other trips back up there to get their help on. And then once everything was fitted, then basically took everything apart, cleaned everything, put the freeze plugs in, did a paint on the engine, and did a final assembly. And I've got pictures of all this that I'm going to show you, and I really like the way that it turned out. Looking back, knowing what I know now about the clearancing of a 383 block, I would just go strictly 350, 355, especially for what I'm doing here. But everybody tells me that I'm going to love the 383, and once you drive a car with a 383, makes all the difference in the world. Well, that's yet to be seen. So I'll let you know on that someday. But for now, let's take a look at the engine.
I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna be. Are you gonna give your love to me? I wanna love you night and day. You know my love will not fade away. Oh, well, you know my love will not fade away. My love is bigger than a Cadillac. I try to show it when you're driving me back. Your love with me got to be real, for you to know just how I feel. A love for real, not fade away. Gonna be, are you gonna give your love to me? A love to last more than one day. away. Love is love and not fade away.
So guys, when it comes to the transmission, it is a Turbo 400. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. 4Speed, but this Turbo 400 is original to the car, and I wanted to go ahead and put it back in the car. But not to worry, because the 81 Z28 project in the next bay is an original 4-speed car, and that's what I plan to put back in it. So stay tuned for that build. What I wind up doing is taking that Turbo 400. I have a good friend that is a mechanic. He actually took the case apart for me, and this allowed me to go ahead and refinish it. And I basically blasted it, clear coated it, got all my parts the way that I wanted them to look. Now when I took this transmission to the guy that was rebuilding it for me, he didn't want to touch it. He said, I've never seen a transmission that looked like this brought in for a rebuild. He thought I was crazy. He didn't understand it was Project Overkill. But anyway, I told him, I said, well, I gotta have it rebuilt. It's not gonna go in the car looking like this without the parts in it. And so they rebuilt it. It does have a huge 2500 stall converter that is going in it. And I've also got the deep, huge pan as well. Right now, I've still got it on the factory Turbo 400 pan, but once I get it up in the car, we'll put the new pan on it.
She's real fine, my 409. She's real fine, my 409, my 409. Well, I saved my pennies and I saved my dimes. Giddy up, 409. For I knew there would be a time, giddy up, 409, when I would buy a brand new 409. 409. Giddy up, 409. Giddy up, 409. Giddy up, 409. Giddy up, 409. Nothing can catch her, nothing can touch my 409. Giddy up, ooh, giddy up, ooh, giddy up, ooh, giddy up. When I take her to the drag, she really shines. Giddy up, 409. She always turns in the fastest time. Giddy up, 409. My 4-speed dual quad positive traction 409. 409. Giddy up, 409. Giddy up.
Let's talk a little bit about the rear end housing that's going in the car. It is original. It was original 10 bolt, and it was original posi traction in it as well. Now what I have done is I have taken the original 10 bolt, I've had it cleaned, I've had it powder coated. I was actually planning on rebuilding this myself, but at the time that I was doing this, I was actually traveling a lot, and I had a local guy that's real reputable, and he had time to actually do it while I was going out of town. So I got to thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I'll go out of town, I'll take care of business. When I get back, it'll be all complete. And that's what I did. He snapped a few shots for me of it being put together, and I've got those. I'll include those in the pictures. But it's basically factory 10 bolt. It's got an Eaton posi unit that's brand new that I purchased. It's also got Moser 30 spline axles. I beefed up the posi unit and the axle from 28 spline to 30. And basically, other than that, it's stock. So let's take a look at the rear end rebuild.
Late one night when an XK pulled up on my
saw the Jag slide into the curb. I know I'll never forget that horrible sight. I guess I found out for myself that everyone was right.
Won't come back from Dead Man's Curve. Dead Man's Curve, there's no place to play. Dead Man's Curve, you best keep away. Dead Man's Curve, I can't hear what you say. Won't come back from Dead Man's Curve. Dead Man's Curve, there's no place to play. Dead Man's Curve, you best keep away.
So guys, that's where we're headed. Like I said, we got to get this bodywork stuff done before we can get to the fun stuff. And hopefully everything that's put up will go without problems. I'm sure there'll be a few hiccups along the way. Hopefully it's nothing major, especially since that stuff has been done for a while, because the warranties is probably gone on it. So if you're interested in this, by all means, subscribe, follow along. Let's see if I can pull it off. I hope I can. That's the vision I've got in my head. It's pretty much going to sum it up, with the exception of the interior, which will be semi-stock. But I've got some ideas in my head. Guys, this will probably be my last video of 2017. And going into 2018, I'm going to make some changes to the channel. I'm going to probably just do restoration videos. Probably not going to do the vlogs. I'm probably not going to do the Double R Tool Time series. The only thing I'm going to do is restoration videos on the car. And probably going to keep the videos at 10 to 13 minutes. If it goes any more than that, if the video needs to be longer, I'll separate it in two parts. But most of all my subscribers are here to see one thing, and that's progress on this car. And if I'm making any other type of videos, it's time that I could be spending on the car. So we're going to do some adjustments, and hopefully you guys will see a lot more progress on this car, and that's basically all the video is going to be about. It's going to be all Project Overkill videos from here on out. Still trying to do a video every week. Don't know if I can continue to do that. Just have to see. I know there'll be weeks that I can't because of my work schedule. In the past, I was trying to fill that void with a Double R Tool Time series or a vlog or something like that. There just won't be a video that week. I think it's going to be better for the channel. So guys, I appreciate everybody watching. I want to wish every single one of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And when I have some more progress, I'll be back online. Thank you guys.